Alrighty, everyone. We have one more person logging in, and I will go ahead and get us going. So, welcome all. Thank you for joining us. This is our second nonprofit faith community leader meeting of 2024. The purpose of these meetings is to create a shared space for anybody working in the East Side nonprofits, faith or faith community, or just community at large, to come and share some of their initiatives, what they have going on, but also to learn and take resources from one another. We have a really good group. I know on the call right now who I'm hoping will be able to share some items at the end of the meeting. But attached, and this is what I sent earlier this morning, is a very brief rundown of what we will be discussing in the next 45 minutes. And at the end, again, I hope folks will be able to plug in and share what they have going on in their own communities. So with that said, I would like to start by sharing an initiative from Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools and Read Charlotte that has, over the past week, I've gotten this through a number of channels promoted to me. This is an attempt, I know, from the district to address one of the main district goals, that being improving literacy for our younger students. So in partnership with Read Charlotte, what this program, Queen City Readers, is going to do is support kindergartners and first graders by pairing them with community, I don't want to say mentors, but community folks who can commit 1 hour of time once a week, starting March 1st. So our school on the east side that this will be affecting, and that we're trying to plug volunteers into, will be Mary Oaks Elementary. Charlotte East has a really strong relationship with the principal and the staff over there, and our learning community engagement specialist reached out to me last week and said they're really trying to shoot for 20 volunteers for Mary Oaks alone. So how this process will look, there is a citywide training opportunity, and that will be next. One of them was today, but then that was I got that one a little bit too late. But the next one, and the second one, is going to be February 22nd from 12 to 1 at Legion Brewing. And the goal of this is for Read Charlotte just to equip potential community partners with how to do this, how to read to kids, what is the process that they're following. But I was also informed, if you cannot attend, that it's not likely that the school is going to turn anyone away. They're really looking for numbers here. So 20 folks is what they're trying to aim for. The point person is Stacy Moretti, and her email is there at the bottom. But again, all of this information, all of these flyers, what I've done is they're all in one Google folder that I will share with everyone at the end of this meeting. So all of these individual attachments will be able to be pushed out. Any questions about this partnership?
So Greg, after the 26th, if we aren't available to attend on the 26th, what is the next step to get?
Email Stacy Moretti right there, because this is not a school level initiative, right? So I know a couple other folks have asked me this question. So I know the principals are super inundated with having to deal with X, Y, and Z, and this program is being filtered kind of top down. So Stacy Moretti on the district side, I'm not exactly sure what her official role is with CMS, but she is running point on this. So it would be to communicate with her that you have desire to get involved with this, but you just were not able to make the training.
Okay.
Louise?
Some of us are already involved with certain schools. Do you know whether this Mary Oaks is the only school on the east side, or whether there might be others?
It is.
Okay.
It's the only one.
Thank
so the
you.
schools that
they're
they're
from the original list.
Well, and there are other initiatives as well, like Heart Math Tutoring, I know is does their own thing, but this push, from my understanding, is very much district led. Like they want folks specifically to target literacy. So the schools, I don't know if you can see, Louise, on the left, it's Governor's Village, Mary Oaks, Pineville, Reed Park, Statesville, and Walter G. Byers.
Okay.
So Mary Oaks is ours.
Okay.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with Mary Oaks, I believe our education committee does a lot of work on the ground there. I think they're English language learner percentage is around 65 to 70%. So there's a very, very large need for this specifically here for the kids to get that experience and that individualized support.
And it's a great school and energetic principal, so it would be fun to be there for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Item number 2, and this was something I had brought up in January, but we had not launched it yet. So last Monday, Charlotte East launched with the support of Dream Key Partners, but funded through the United Way, our utility assistance program. So this is the second year that we are doing this and targeting anyone living in 28215, 28205, or 28212 who need support with gas, electric, or water bills. They do not have to be overdue. They can be just, you need help this month, right? You want to allocate those funds somewhere else. And the income thresholds are on the attached flyers, but they're 60% AMI. So what we wanted to do it a little bit differently from the county support programs and not tie it necessarily to the federal poverty rate, but make it more accessible to folks, specifically area median income, and at that 60% threshold. So a lot of assistance programs target folks at that 30% and below. We wanted to raise it a little bit to help folks who are a little bit of a higher income that are traditionally left out from this. So in the past, what is today? Wednesday. So we launched it last Monday. We're almost halfway through our funds. So we've been able to support, I think today, as of today, 25 families have been processed. 25 households have been processed in a week and a half and have been able to get up to $250 applied toward those bills. Yes, Mary?
Hi. Sorry, my camera is not cooperating with me today, but I have a question. Do folks have to be U.S. residents or U.S. citizens to receive this? Okay.
Nope. And when we designed the program, we wanted to intentionally knock down that barrier as well. So long as they have some kind of an ID, and that can be a passport from a different country as well. They do not have to have like North Carolina ID or real ID, anything like that. Any type of passport or identification will work. And also there's some other things that we've run into over the past week, like one individual has no income. So what you have to do to apply is really just submit 3 months of pay stubs. A lot of folks who've been going through this, they don't have pay stubs. One, we had somebody who's just getting paid in cash, and their employer wrote a letter on that employee's behalf saying, yes, this is what I pay that individual. So that made them eligible. Also, we had another family that had no kind of income except food. They were on food stamps, and that proof of receipt of that assistance was sufficient for the program. So we really wanted to be low barrier as possible. Any other questions with this? And we have application links in both English and Spanish and are able to support in either capacity. Okay. All right. So 3, I wanted to provide some updates from our 3 local government entities about things that are kind of out there in the space that I wanted to make sure everyone was everyone was aware of. Number 1 is the county has released its resident budget survey. It's a pretty quick survey. I think it takes about really 5 to 10 minutes to complete, but it's just about what are your priorities? What would you like to see funded through the county side as they go through this budget process? So I'll ensure that link is included when I send out the follow-up to this meeting. Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools is holding 2 separate budget listening sessions. So on February 21st, they are doing it at Mallard Creek High. And then on March 6th, they are doing it at Olympic. Both of those are at 6 p.m. But I really hope folks this year are going to be in tune to what is going on with our school budget process. We're kind of at that, not kind of, we are at that cliff that CMS is at in terms of all the federal money that was coming from COVID. and a lot of tough decisions are being made right now in terms of what does CMS have to cut? What are the human costs of that? What does that look like? So this will be a really good opportunity for folks who want to raise their voice in terms of what they would like to see funded. And I do have a flyer as well for those two listening sessions. And today I was made aware that one of the one of the big I would say casualties of the ending of that COVID relief funding is our social work department at our schools. So our social workers are taking a pretty big hit across the board at CMS. I know now, I was speaking with one earlier, they are now being tasked, instead of all being site level, many of them are being tasked with split up between 2 to 3 different schools. So there is pretty significant changes coming that I think hope everybody will be aware of and tune in for. The last item here, and this one is a little convoluted, y'all, but the city's planning department is looking for some support as it revises. And Carolyn, I know you're on the call, and anybody else who's more articulate with planning terminology and layman's terms, feel free to chime in. But essentially, as part of the 2040 plan and the UDO, the city is looking at how to get resident input to change specific place types that were identified for, let's say, residential to commercial or vice versa. There's not going to be a ton of residential to commercial, but the city is looking for people who might not necessarily be super well versed in planning terminology to be, I guess, volunteers to give them feedback for how they're communicating with the public. Because a lot of these land use changes are going to have significant impacts on our east side communities, a lot that, particularly those that don't have HOAs, but just in general as well in terms of commercial centers too. So the city is really trying to tap into folks in East Charlotte who have the time to come to some message testing groups. And I've been asked to put that out into the space, and this text on the bottom is the direct email from the individual at planning. The bottom paragraph is explaining the message testing group. And the top one, I'll give more information about next month. But the concept being, planning department wants to come to the east side and meet with, community leaders to discuss what they're calling alignment rezoning, and give community leaders the debrief on what's happening, and then have them take that back to the community. But if anyone is interested in planning, please let me know so I can pass your info along.
Greg,
Yes.
Can you hear me? This is Carolyn.
Yeah, I can. Mhm.
Real quick, this has been real big in our Equitable Development Commission, and we're really, the planning department is really trying to reach out, like you said, but not to your normal regular, we show up, every 5 people all the time show up, community leaders. They're really trying to reach out to more and more neighbors, because during the 2040 plan and the UDO, originally, out of 800,000 plus residents in Charlotte, they got maybe 5% response. And now things are hitting at the front door. They're also looking now at the maps and seeing that original maps may not have been quite marked right. So whereas, some of us on the call are regular community leaders, they're really trying to reach out to community leaders that aren't your every time a meeting's coming up are there. They're trying to reach those that normally would not be participants, so they can learn and take that out to more people, if that helps any.
I think you put that much better than I did. So thank you for that. So please just, it's a good question, Mary. I will ask that today when I get off the call. I will shoot an email over there, because that's key. Like, if there really need to be as inclusive as possible, particularly for our community.
Greg,
Uh,
hey Greg.
hey, Emily, go ahead.
Hey, so I'd be interested in participating in that
Okay.
if schedules work out and everything.
Cool. Awesome.
By the way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You write your name down before I forget.
Okay.
Thank you. And Mary. Okay. All right, Louise. You're muted, Louise. While Louise is figuring that out, because you're still muted, Louise. I forgot one item that I did share in the agenda today. So many, if not all of you, were involved with the Eastland advocacy last year. We are reaching a point now in the next month where the next step will be taken in this process. The two parties that were together that were separate, the two separate options that all last summer was our advocacy was very much pushing toward the one that was the indoor sports complex. They have merged together. So the indoor sports complex itself, we're talking about the 30 odd acres on the eastern portion of the Eastland site. So really they're at where Central and Albemarle connect, backing up to Allura Lake. The final site plan is 120,000 square foot amateur indoor sports complex. There'll be in that roughly a 3,000 square foot community resource center that I'm helping kind of flesh out what that nonprofit space looks like and some of the services and programming that will be provided, ensuring that there will be community access to partner organizations who need to come in and want to do programming. On the Central in Albemarle, like right on the street side, is where there will be 6 soccer fields maintained by Charlotte Soccer Academy. And there will also be a roughly 15,000 square foot restaurant pad. They haven't exactly figured out what that is going to look like, because I know the intent is to be able to keep as much business with the restaurants on Central and Albemarle that are currently there. When out of town visitors come in, that'll be able to, the goal is to highlight those folks and ensure that business funnels out. So the next steps for this, the city of Charlotte council next month is going to be hearing the updated cost for infrastructure to make that site ready for construction. And we're specifically just talking about the 30 acres that are not already under construction. And that what's happening right now, that if you pass the Eastland site, you'll see is housing. That's the senior housing that is going up right now. But the lot that we're referring to still has not been any infrastructure work done. The original allotment of funds or estimation that was done in 2018 was if I'm wrong on that year, somebody correct me, but I think it was around 2018 or before, it was going to take around $9 million just for the infrastructure alone. That number has changed just due to a number of factors. It's been 6 years, the cost of building has gone up. So city council will be hearing in March what that updated infrastructure number is going to be, because that new team had to do a land design study to figure out, okay, what is the actual new cost? This was not something the city did. Even though the city is on the land, this is not something the city provided. So that team had to shell out money to be able to get that study. It took some time once that combined merger got approved, and now that report is back. City council will either approve or deny what the additional infrastructure cost is going to be in March. And as soon as I know the date for that meeting, I will make everyone aware. I'm very cautiously optimistic that this will be the last hurdle for that particular parcel of land to get moving. So. All right, Louise, you there? Oh no. You're still muted, Louise. Oh, now she's frozen. All right, I will go ahead and Louise, you can text me as well. So I'll move on. If there's a specific link or something you want to share, you can also type it in the chat. And I think it was Nimish who put something in the comments. I'm not sure if that was you, but I'll get to that in one moment.
Yes, Greg, that is
Oh, it
Nimish.
is. Go
You're
ahead.
right.
Go ahead, Nimish. Go ahead. Welcome.
Yeah, I just want to tell you that the people that we serve are from other ethnic groups, and these seniors won't feel comfortable living nearby each other in crisis, especially when aging is and their children are not with them. So I was thinking if there was a way to stay connected with the planning committee, explain them why it is important for a smaller house prints with more density and how it can bring cost of living lower for seniors and still be living in their independent way of life. So if there is a way anybody on this group can connect me with them, and also interested to do some quarterly event as our group, like East Charlotte doing something bigger where all the nonprofits can come out and bridge with the local people, because we have potential, we are very powerful, and we have not utilized that power of diversity in our own area. So I think if there are people who thinks that this is possible, and I would like to bridge with them and sit down and discuss how we can do that.
Thank you, Nimish, and I will connect you with the planning folks as
Thank
well,
you.
because they are very, very interested in having the exact type of conversations that you're bringing up right now. So I will connect. Right now, I have Emily, Nimish, Mary Jose. I have to get your question answered, so I have y'all that I'm going to ensure that I get your contact information over there to them.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for raising that up. A few upcoming community events, and y'all, I know this is not a comprehensive calendar by any means. These are just things that I knew were on the immediate radar. So this Saturday, there is going to be an invasive plant removal opportunity at the Charlotte Museum of History as they clean up some of their site. So that is going to be from 11 to 2. I have the link in there, but it's just bring, comfortable clothes and gloves and help out. Just I don't know what's back there. I'm assuming it's a lot of English ivy. What is it, Maureen? It's probably a bunch of English ivy or kudzu. So it's going to be a fun morning. But then the big thing the museum is doing next week, and I really hope everyone on this call can either plug this or share this out or just come and stop by. It is a phenomenal event. The Museum of History is holding its annual African American Heritage Festival. Last year, they had about 1,100 attendees that just came through the day. So, different vendors, different folks. We're going to be there with the booth, kind of explaining some of our programming for this year, but they're going to have youth performances, celebrations, and then just the museum exhibits itself. So it is going to be a pretty good event. They'll have food trucks and other type of vendors. Emily, because you're on the call, do you want to lift up what y'all have going around too for Tai Chi?
Yeah, Greg, thank you. That'd be great. So hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Emily Parker. I'm the director over at Galilee Ministries of East Charlotte. And in January, we started to host a Tai Chi for Health class. And long story short, it's going great. It has a lot of momentum. The people who were able to participate seem to really enjoy it. So what we're doing starting on March 1st is we're offering a second round of 4 introduction level classes here at Galilee in our nave, our sanctuary space from 9:30 to 11 on the first 4 Fridays in March. And you can see the dates listed there on the screen. The classes are taught by Maya Carr and her team. Maya is a long time Tai Chi instructor. She's been in Charlotte for a very long time, and she's pretty amazing. I'm just going to Just going to leave it there. So if you're interested in participating, I'll put my email in the chat. We're asking if you can just RSVP so we have a sense of how many people. But it's a great wellness practice as kind of we start the year just to kind of keep you grounded. So we'd hope to see you. It's $5 per person for folks 18 and over. So thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you. And y'all, because I mean, you're gonna do this again after March, correct? That's the plan.
I think it'll be a rolling kind of, because it's like a batch of 4 intro classes, but then we also offer the next level up on Friday afternoons once you've completed the 4 intro classes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. What was your attendance the first round in January?
First round we had like 16 people.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And a core group, and Maureen, I know I don't mean to call you out, Maureen, but I know Maureen participated, and the group got a little bit smaller, but it's still a kind of a dedicated group of folks, seems like. So
Awesome.
Good stuff. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. On March 16th, we just kind of figured out this date this morning, so we don't have the flyer, but more info will be coming. We're going to do our first, Charlotte East is going to do our first Central Avenue cleanup from 10 to 12. So it gives about a month window. We're likely going to meet closer to I have to confirm with some partners, but we typically meet up Manolo's. This year, we want to meet a little bit closer to the center point, which is around Sharon Amity and Central, just so folks can go one way and the other and then meet back in the middle instead of down and all the way back like we've done in the past. So this year, I'm pretty excited because after 2 years, we have completed our neighborhood matching grant, which is the beautification of the signal boxes and trash cans along Central from Kilbourne to Sharon Amity. There were 4 local artists that we commissioned. This was back in 2021, I think, or 2020. Yeah, it must have been 2021, 2022. And we've completed all the art. So what we're doing is we're creating a back-end digital map with QR codes around the art where folks can check out the artist, check out the inspiration for their work. And we're just going to kind of celebrate the completion of that project as we go through this cleanup on the 16th. The final thing from me before I open it up, I got this email yesterday and I wanted to share it with everybody in the group, and I'm going to share it with our United Way folks as well. But as you can see, this is an individual. This is a college student from Emory they're bringing 10 students on a volunteer trip from March 12th to 15th, and they're looking for opportunities to plug in and do volunteer work. I don't know, if folks have food giveaways that day or if they have events that they need support staffing. But if you can see at the bottom, they're particularly interested in healthcare services for unhoused. But when they reached out to me, we had a follow-up conversation. They're really about whatever areas that they can come and learn more about Charlotte. So if anyone is interested or has a need for volunteers during that window, I think that's a Wednesday to a Friday or a Tuesday to a Friday. Please let me know and I'll forward this email to you. I thought it was pretty cool. Not often do you get requests to do volunteer work for you in a group of 10. So I was like, okay. All right, so I see Pastor Amelia and Diego. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so I will connect.
And Greg, I finally figured it out too, if you have a chance.
It's too late, Louise. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, this thing, well, anyway. Just wanted to let people know that Children of the World Learning Center, which is a dual language, multicultural preschool at Central United Methodist Church, is, we're now accepting applicants, and we have a sliding scale so that people of varied incomes can actually the children can go to school together and focus on family involvement as well. And children can sign up from the time from birth on, but this is actually the sign up for the preschool. love for anybody. We'd love for you to help spread the word, because it's really unique to have children from several continents all together, and the families and the learning experiences is just very unique and very it just fits our community very well.
Do you have, there's not a flyer, it's just the online application link, correct?
There's something that's coming up right now on my cell phone. Did Maria just come in, or did you put that up?
Oh, no, I pulled this off the website. It was just your.
Okay, thank you. I cannot answer that, but the website should be able to make application there. And you can call Maria at 704-536-9157. 704-536-9157 gets the church, and just ask for Children of the World Learning Center or Maria Cardarelli.
All righty. Thank you,
Okay.
Louise. Thank you. Okay, y'all, we are at 3:31, so that leaves us with about 15 minutes for an open forum. If anyone has, we have this awesome turnout again. So anybody who wants to share the work that you have going on in your space, initiatives, upcoming events, or just want to plug and introduce yourselves, I will go ahead and open the floor to do so.
Hey, everybody. I'm Venitra, the founder and executive director for the Frankie May Foundation. And we are hosting a vaccine clinic with Weeping Willow AME Zion Church and Randolph Medical Family Pharmacy. It'll be the 24th, which is the same day as the African American Heritage Festival. But it's going to be that Saturday from noon until 3 at the church on Milton Road. And Greg, if you want, I can shoot you the flyer.
Please do. Yeah,
Okay.
because I want to put that out when I put this stuff out. You said it's with Randolph?
Yep, Randolph Family Medical Pharmacy.
Okay. So really, are they there for your meetup, but then you're just opening it up to the rest of the community?
Well, they were our lunch sponsor last month, and then she offered to come and do the vaccine clinic, and we figured it would make sense for them to come at the monthly meetup so the caregivers could get vaccines, and then we just open it up to the public since they're already going to be there.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else have something they'd like to share?
Yes. Hi, I'm Betty Jones from Galilee Ministries, and I wanted to share about our tower gardens. They're hydroponic tower gardens. We have 3 of them, and they grow vegetables such as romaine lettuce and arugula, bib lettuce. We have a number of herbs growing too, such as parsley and thyme and oregano. And we're looking for people who are interested in learning about them. And these tower gardens, they grow vegetables without soil. They're grown with rock wool. And we're looking for folks that are interested in learning more about them and helping us maintain them. We also grow kale, and we offer these vegetables to anyone who's interested in coming by and harvesting them. So let Emily know if you're interested in, and we can go from there. But there are 3 exciting tower gardens waiting to be harvested and feed people in the community.
I am very, very jealous of those when I come into Galilee and see they are awesome structures. I don't even know what to call them, structure type situations. So that's really cool. I'll make sure that I add that when I put in the note about the Tai Chi classes. So thank you for sharing that, Betty.
Thank you.
Are they available? Would they be for example, we have a food pantry once a month, but don't really have fresh vegetables to give out typically. Would it be for a lot of people, or is it like maybe just for family, individual families to come by? I don't know.
For individual families to come by. You can come by as a group. Once they germinate, it takes them a few weeks to grow, but they're continuing to grow. So you can harvest as long as they're there, and then once they grow, you can come back and get some more.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Anything else? Deanna, I know you have to have something going on now.
Well, hello everybody. Nice to see everyone here. My name is Deanna. I'm part of Shirley East, as well as I work for Alianza, which is a coalition for drug-free youth in our community. We serve majority Hispanic population, but of course we have open arms for everyone. We are about to start a new youth group in March called Unidos Together. And it'll begin March 5th, and that is for all youth ages from about 11 to 18. I'll make sure to send out the flyer so that we can start. If you guys know any youth who would like to be interested, or maybe you work with people in the schools who work with directly with youth who might be interested, we're gonna send out the flyer soon so that everybody can register. It's a free program. It's kind of like an after school thing, and it'll be ongoing. It'll just be like fun activities and really just building up the Latino community and any community here in East Charlotte. And of course, we'll be incorporating drug-free and prevention models to this program. So I'll make sure to send out the flyer, and I hope you guys can share it too with anybody you may know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where is it?
Deanna, is it going to be at the coalition, or where is it going to be?
Oh, it will be at let me look at the name really quick. It's called La Voz Baptist Church, and it's on Baptist, and it's on Robinson Church Road.
Okay.
And the flyer will have the address as well as an application link so that you can apply. And it's a Google form.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello,
Diego.
Greg.
Hey, Diego.
Yes, hi, everybody. At the Latin American Coalition, the 25th, we are having, which is a Sunday, we are having 2 shows with Tosco music at 2 p.m. and at 4 p.m. So you are more than welcome to come and enjoy the music they are playing. Also, on the same day, I don't have the details, but I know there is a celebration on the independence of the Republican Dominican, and they are going to have it on Forest Hill Church. I will share the details as soon as I have it. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So anyone who does want me to put out a flyer, or and of course, Diego, like if it's not done, you can send it to me later and I'll still promote it and put it out in a different way. But I would like to send a roundup from this meeting tomorrow morning. So if folks could please get me any flyers or pertinent information by I guess tomorrow by like 9, or today, this evening, just shoot it to me. I would appreciate that. Alrighty, anybody else who wants to share? All right, well, thank you all very much for coming. I say that the size of this meeting, it matters, and the more folks that we have in the space sharing that what we have going on, I think to Nimish's point, it strengthens our community and collective impact. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you again, and have a wonderful afternoon. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
To you.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Yes.